having said that, if you don't know already, a lot of my stuff I say is controversial, it's extreme, it's not right-wing or left-wing. In fact, I can't stand either one of those parties, which usually gets me in most of my trouble. You're not going to agree with all this stuff, you might even hate some of the things I say, or you might love it, I don't know. But guys, I'm going to tell you this, everyone thinks they're not part of the problem, and we all are, including myself, alright? So if you're sitting there going, oh, fuck that guy, blah, 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 you might want to reevaluate your own beliefs, because I found usually the people that think they're not fucking judging people are usually the ones that make are most judgmental. I'm not saying anything about you guys bad. I just know from being around. If you guys want to sit down, you can. That's cool too. Yo, listen. I don't want to hold this last band up. Give a hand to all the bands that played here. All fucking awesome bands. These guys traveled around. I don't think anyone's going anywhere, but make sure we all stay for these guys. But like I said, I don't think anyone's going anywhere, alright? I'm around if you want to talk to me, ask me questions, that's fine too. And I think all the vegan cookies are mostly gone. My buddy Arian made them. She said she was coming. I don't see her here. But if you want to eat some of the crumbs, you can. If you see a girl walk in, that's probably her. But the only other thing I had to say is, last but not least, normally when I come here, I'm on tour. Paul was able to get me out just for this one show. So I have no car. I have nothing. I've been dependent on people driving me around, bringing me to the house to use the bathroom, buying me stuff. So anybody who's been helping me out this weekend, I'm sorry if I like being a slug. I slept on that couch over there last night. I was hoping this place wasn't haunted. I was sitting there like this, looking around, waiting for the rocking chairs to move on their own, but it didn't happen. But especially Shane did most of the driving. But all you guys, I'm not going to name names, but just thanks to everyone. Just everyone give everyone a hand for like helping me out this weekend. Thanks. All right. There have been incidences before at my shows. There's been times where people tried starting fights with me. People have been taken out. There's been times where people have handed pamphlets out about me. I'm here right now. You can debate with me. We can talk. And if you've ever spent more than 5 minutes talking to me, you know that the shit that is said about me on the internet is, as cliche as it sounds, it's usually the exact fucking opposite. And if anything, I've been around to help people. If any of you want to write to me, you can. All my information's on those pamphlets, all right? So take them if you want. And thanks again for having me. I don't want to take too long. I don't want to hold up the show. But I did come all the way from Massachusetts, so let's do this. Some of you know there was a little incident that took place here a month ago in this city, and I had a lot to say about it, and I'm here right now. And just to start off, I want to let you know, I don't really have much respect for your dad, your older brother, or your sister's boyfriend. They can all go fuck themselves, no offense, because they're part of the problem. What I see in this world is adults creating this problem that we have. And when everyone sits here and a little girl gets kidnapped and murdered on your streets, and people sit there going, how can this happen? How did this happen? The world's so messed up. Wow, man, the world's fucked up. World's not fucked up at all. We're doing this. There's a reason why this is happening, and I'm going to explain it to you right now. Exhibit A, it starts at the top. Starts right at the top. I'm going to tell you right now why a little kid can hang out outside her home and get kidnapped. I'm going to explain to you how this happens, okay? A couple years ago, a good friend of mine, he had this idea. He was going to get me to speak at some of the local high schools up in Massachusetts, up on the South Shore, where we're from, where I'm from, where my friend is from, okay? And most of the people I've come through that I've had with me from when I've come through Missouri, if I ever had anyone on tour with me, that's where we all kind of live. Anyway, he went to these different high schools, and he tried getting me to speak at the schools. I told him, I go, dude, there ain't no high school's gonna let me come talk to the kids. I'm telling you right now. Kids ask me all the time. The first time I came to Missouri, kids were asking me if I'd speak at their high school. I go, if you can pull it off, I'll be there, but it ain't gonna happen. Well, this is what happened. There's this one school, right, and we went into it. He says, the principal wants to meet you. She's thinking of having you come speak at the school. I go, okay. So we went in there, right, and she says, you know what? I don't know about this guy. This stuff he's saying, it's really controversial. It's intense. We could get in trouble having this kid speak at the school. And I go, that's fair enough. I understand that. I go, you have me come talk at the school. It's a liability. Thanks for your time, right? And that's okay. I don't take offense. Here's what I do take offense to. When I walked into that school, and when I walked out, I see all over the walls, the kids did an art project. They had to cut pictures out of like a magazine, you know what I mean, and do collage art. And what do I see on the walls? I see Kesha, I see Katy Perry, Rihanna, Chris Brown, the whole friggin' crew of them, okay? I see people who sing about the most violent sexual behavior towards women, right? I see people that are singing about cheating on people's wives, their husbands. Every other song on the radio is, oh, your boyfriend's not here? Well, screw him, you're mine now. Am I right or am I wrong? It's every other song. And it's the other way around too. Oh, your girlfriend's not here? Oh, so what? I hear Enrique Iglesias singing it on his song. Your girl's not around, your boyfriend's not around, so what? We're here right now. I got no respect for the fact that you're married or that you've committed yourself to somebody else, right? I see television shows. I'm watching Two Broke Girls the other night, okay? And I see a girl get on TV, okay? And the way those two young ladies speak on that show is absolutely disgusting. I can't believe that show's on prime time. And of course, nobody has a problem with it. The girl goes, hey, hey, hey. They're sitting in the fucking little hairdresser place. She goes, you know how I know the hairdresser's not gay? Because he pushes my head down before I'm ready. That's on primetime TV, and all of America laughs at that. They're fucking making jokes about every type of friggin' sticking holes and sticking objects in every hole of their body, ejaculating on each other, beating each other up, cheating on each other, and it's funny. America thinks this shit is funny, okay? So anyway, I go through that school, and I see all this shit all over the walls, and the moral of the story is, having me speak at the school is bad, but we can have Kesha on the walls singing about, I wake up in the morning and I wash my mouth out with Jack Daniels, right? And the teachers are letting this happen. So when everyone's sitting there saying, how could this be, how could this be? Well, you tell me. That's a typical high school in America. Let's start from the top again. I may have said this last time I was in Missouri. I was watching Regis and Kelly Ripa, the last presidential election, okay? And I'll get to our little friend in Springfield in a moment. Don't worry, I didn't forget about him, okay? The hero, all right? I'm watching Regis and Kelly, okay? I see Mitt Romney and Barack Obama. Now let's talk about politics for a minute. The left wing, the Democrats, there's a war on women, there's violence against women, there's discrimination. They're right, there is. Then you got the right wing guy, Mitt Romney. The morals of the country, we need to get back to morals, family values. Okay, that's cool, so let's see what these guys have to say, because I hold them to that when they say that, okay? They get on the TV, right? And Kelly and Regis, or whoever was filling in for him at the time, they asked both of them, who's your favorite Jersey Shore character? Those of you who know me, picture if I was running for president. Fuck that. Picture if I was just being interviewed. I'm on Regis and Kathy, Regis and Kelly Ripa. The whole world's watching me. How do you think I'd handle that question? Well, those two guys are running for president, right? They asked both of them, who's your favorite Jersey Shore character? And they both said Snooki. The fact that they even knew who Snooki was. Can you imagine? That was a prime moment. Barack Obama, Mr. There's a fucking war on women. That was his chance. He could have said, you know what? I think Jersey Shore is one of the most hateful shows against women I've ever seen. And it's disgusting that MTV would put it on. Mr. Romney, you know, the family values guy, the religious guy, the guy who's worried about the morals of the country being destroyed. It's Snooki. He could have sat there and said, you know what? If there's anything that's destroying kids' minds and what their view is of relationships and little boys, how they treat women, that show is disgusting, right? But no, Mitt Romney was Snooki. And you know the most fucked up thing about it? They had Snooki on a couple weeks later, and they go, Snooki, did you know we asked both the guys running for the presidency who their favorite Jersey Shore character was? And they said you. And you know what Snooki said? She's like, isn't it kind of messed up, like, these guys are running for president and they both know who I am and they're worried about me? So the moral of the story is, Snooki is smarter than the two guys that were running for president. That's unfucking believable. It took Snooki herself to say that's kind of fucked up. And I do say funny shit sometimes. You can laugh. I know my stuff's serious, but if you want to laugh, that's totally fucking cool. I'm not done yet, right? Let me give you a few more examples, okay, with what's going on in this world right now. I see kids, I see parents smoking weed with the 14-year-old kid, bumming cigarettes off the kid, and you wonder what's wrong with this world. You wonder, right? I see an industry, a television industry, which markets little girls to older men, okay? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say something really messed up, and some of you might be surprised that this would come out of my mouth, but I'm going to say it. I remember one time, right, and I think it was the first time I came through here. A couple days before, me and my buddy Rick, we were at a friend's house, and To Catch a Predator came on, okay? And I'm watching this show, and I'm seeing all these guys, all these walks of life that are like, they're showing up looking for the 12-year-old girl, and when the police show up, it's Chris Hansen, whatever, and they're freaked out. And you know what I said to myself? I said to Rick, I go, dude, you're going to be shocked that I would say this. I feel bad for these dudes. And I said that on stage, and people are like, what? I go, you know why, dude? Look what's going on. You got Miley Cyrus, or even Britney Spears. They had that kid was in high school, and she's running around in a schoolgirl dress. They're marketing that to the fathers of the little girls that listen to that stuff. You're feeding this to these guys. You're getting them, look at Dog with a Blog. The little girl, they're already setting her up. They're already setting her up. They're taking her face with makeup. She's going to be the next one. And the fathers are home watching this shit too with the little kids, right? This is a world where we are endorsing child porno behavior, right? They sell bras now in Target for toddlers. I just saw the article the other day. You can buy a bra. What fucking toddler needs a bra? Well, that's what they got now, is sexualized little kids. I've told you about the videos I've seen with little 3-year-old girls dancing on stripper poles. This shit goes on all the time. And then you're surprised that a guy, a lawyer, shows up at a house looking to have sex with a 13-year-old? I'm not shocked. I don't know what's so surprising about that at all. And yeah, I think it's fucked up, but I do kind of feel bad for those guys. I think they're fucking just getting sucked up in this world where that's being marketed to them, and they fell for it. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. It doesn't make it right what they're doing, it's totally disgusting. But my point is, to say that they're sick, I don't think they're sick at all. I think they're just going along with the times. Now, let's talk about being sick. Now I'm finally going to get to this guy in Springfield who thought it was okay to kidnap a 10-year-old, okay? This is what you're going to hear, okay? I guarantee this. You're going to start hearing that this guy had psychological problems. He didn't know what he was doing. He was sick. I don't buy that anymore. I'm done with the sick shit, okay? He was sick? Yeah, he was sick. But he knew to run like hell when he caught that girl, didn't he? Right? He's sick. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he knew to run, okay? This guy was sick. I saw everyone saying he's sick. But yet, when the police caught him, he was trying to cover up what he did. But he was sick. We're supposed to believe he's sick. I'll tell you what, up in New Hampshire, I think it was Mount Vernon, a group of kids decided to break into a house. They murdered this woman. They slashed the little girl's throat. The little girl survived somehow, right? And then the next day I hear, oh, they were sick. They were sick. There was a whole fucking group of them. And they're sick. They planned it out. And I'm supposed to believe they're sick. You notice everybody blacked out? Everyone's blacked out. I blacked out. I didn't know what I was doing. Everyone's blacked out. I'm going to tell you what I think, right? I don't think all these people are sick, right? Notice that guy. Look, I looked at the picture of him. Look how old he was. Why did it take him all this time to finally do this? I'm going to tell you what I think, right? This is more than just people being sick. This is what I truly believe, right? I think two things happen, okay? Number one, again, it's a sign of the times. The moral clarity, I guess you would say, of our country is just going down the toilet, okay? I believe, this is what I truly believe. I believe everybody, all of us in this room, you ever have like really weird, like wacky thoughts and you're like, man, if anyone ever knew I just thought that, I'd probably be fucking thrown in jail. We all have that. It's just our brain's always firing off that shit, okay? I believe that we're all kind of born with like weird, crazy shit going on in our mind, okay? But we know what's right and wrong, right? You can see more and more that it's becoming a weekly event in this country. Little kids getting kidnapped. Guy goes into the store and starts fucking murdering people, right? It's happening more and more. It's like a normal thing. This is what I think. There was a time in this country where if you did something like that, you felt shame. You're like, man, I better not do that because my fucking mother would really be embarrassed. And it's that mechanism is dying more and more in our brains to the point where people just don't give a shit anymore, right? A person who might maybe have a little bit of a sexual problem, who could keep it under wraps 50 years ago, now just doesn't give a fuck. Like, screw it, I'm gonna murder somebody, right? And I noticed another thing too, right? When I watch all these interviews with like Jeffrey Dahmer and like Charles Manson and all these guys, I noticed two things, right? Again, Charles Manson's fucked up. Yeah, he was fucked up. No, he wasn't. His mother was a teenage prostitute. You ever read about the guy? That guy was bred for failure. Okay, he actually seems like a pretty fucking smart guy. If you ever listen to his interviews, he knows how to swindle people. I think he's a con artist. I don't buy into that. All these people are just kind of wacky. I think they're manufactured. They have shitty upbringings. Look at Jeffrey Dahmer. I read interviews with him, and that guy he says multiple times he kind of knew something was wrong what he was doing, but he just kind of went along with it anyway. So he kind of knew. And then you notice they get normal after they're in jail for like 10 years, and they feel bad for what they did. Well, why didn't you feel bad fucking when you were doing it? Do you guys get what I'm saying? I'm not a psychologist, but I do think I'm onto something. I'll give you one last example of that. What the fuck? The other day, I think I was telling you earlier, right? This guy maybe it wasn't you, I don't know. This guy in Arizona, he stabbed his little brother. It was just in the news the other day, right? He stabbed him to death, and then the police get him, and they go, why'd you do that? He goes, I just felt like killing, right? Well, I continue to read the article. They said when he walked into the store to call the police and tell them what they did, they said he was shaking. He knew he did something wrong. Plus, he murdered his brother, and now he feels the need to report it. Dude, I'm going to tell you what I think happened. They got in an argument, the guy got pissed off, and he said, you know what? Fuck it, it's 2007. It's child porno. Bring a gun to school and fucking murder everybody. I'm going to stab my brother to death. As simplistic as that sounds, that's what I really think's going on out there, and I think it explains a lot. I'll tell you another thing too, right, guys? I'm really careful when I say this because I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. I always tell this story. Some girls came up to me one time in Georgia, and they go, why are you against gay people? I'm like, here we fucking go. I go, what are you talking about? And they go, well, you said the family's being destroyed. I go, yeah? I go, I'm not against gay people at all. I have no problem with gay marriage. If anything, I was one of the first fucking people I knew, and I don't mind patting myself on the back on this one. I was without a doubt, before it was popular, definitely one of the first people I know of that was standing up saying, dude, you shouldn't be discriminating against someone because they're gay. That's fucked up. I knew kids who got beat up because they were gay. I thought it was fucking wrong. Now it's like a popular thing to be like pro-gay. I was doing it decades ago, okay? Probably back when I was in high school. But I explained that to them, and they go, well, you're saying the family's getting destroyed. I go, what the fuck does that have to do? Well, because the Mitt Romney and all these guys, they're saying the family's being destroyed by gays. I go, dude, gays aren't destroying the family. America's destroying the family, okay? You're living in a world where guys, strip clubs are normal now. Let me put it to you this way, right? Oh, by the way, I want to say it too. It's real cute how every fucking highway in the Midwest got the strip club and the fucking XXX porno billboards everywhere. That's fucking disgusting, just wanted to tell you that. So, you need to do something about that. I find it deplorable. Freedom of speech, they can do whatever they want, but again, you got little kids in the car learning how to read, so don't be surprised. It's child porno land. I see what the girls look like on those billboards. They put them in pigtails, and then you got the hero running around. Oh, the reason I call him the hero, the guy that did that to that poor little girl, and by the way, that family's going through a pain that I hope none of us ever have to go through. I get kids, I don't even want to think about what it was like when that poor family found out what happened to their kid. But anyway, the reason I call him a hero is because we condone shitty behavior in America. It's like Boston, Massachusetts. St. Patrick's Day is going to be Monday. They're going to fucking demolish that shit, and then they're going to walk around saying, Boston strong, Boston strong. I'll tell you about Boston strong. They're going to fucking throw their litter all over Boston on Monday, and then they're going to talk about this like Boston Pride. They don't know Boston Pride at all. They're just about trashing places and getting drunk. Sorry, Massachusetts, if you see this on YouTube, and you know I don't give a fuck. I hope you all see it. Anyway, let me continue on with this, right? I think about that guy, right, and what happened down here. And it was freaky. I definitely thought it was freaky that I was kind of booked to come down here, and then I saw that, because I talk about this shit all the time, right? But I think about it, right? Guys, right now, think about this. And I'm going to get into this next thing. Now I'm going to talk about the things that get me in trouble, okay? If any of you is going to disagree with me, this is where it's going to happen. I want to throw a few things out at you, and a few ideas, and then I think I'm probably going to just wrap it up. We'll be done, okay? Here we go with the first one, okay? Think about this. When I was a kid, and I know I always talk about when I was a kid, and I sound like an old man, but just think about this, because you guys are living in a different world than I am right now, and I feel bad for you. I really do, and I don't mean that as an insult. Think about this. When I was a kid, okay, you could go to the worst ghetto in America, okay? Even in the worst places, the thought of a guy getting a girl pregnant and then saying, get lost, I want nothing to do with you, that was like the most despicable, the most cowardly thing you could do. It was just unheard of. You would get, I don't care where you live, I don't care what community you're in, that was looked at as disgusting, okay? Now, dude, that's normal. That's like no big deal. That's like whatever. Oh, a guy got you pregnant and he doesn't want to be with you anymore? Yeah, what else is new? It happened to me too. Yeah? Happened to my sister, happened to my mother, yeah, blah, 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 right? Divorce is totally fucking normal. They say half of marriages end in divorce now. Dude, that's disgusting. And you know what people say to me? They go, oh, the marriage just didn't work out. Dude, some marriages don't work out. That's fine. That's not what's going on outside of these doors. That is not what's going on. Now what happens is this. It's like my buddy Ricky up in Rhode Island said. Best quote, and I just told him this the other day. Best line I ever heard, right? And I told him, I go, dude, I'm going to use that on stage. He goes, dude, this is what marriage is like now, right? It's like this. Dude, you know what? You know what? Like I said, maybe I'll say it to a young lady someday. I'll be like, you know what? I know we've been married. I know I swore my life to you. We're supposed to be together for eternity. I know we have children. We have a home. But like, I'm not really feeling this anymore. I don't want to be with you. I mean, that's what marriage is now. If you're not feeling it anymore, you just fucking. And if you're not married yet, fuck it. Dude, I know dudes who think like, well, she's my girlfriend, but we're not married, so I can cheat on her. Whatever. It's Strip Club Nation, Spike TV. I mean, that's what people do now, right? So let me get into some of this stuff now that I said is probably a little more controversial, right? There's another problem that I think is going on in this world right now, okay? And I know this is like a hot topic issue, right? Dude, I used to never, ever talk about religion on this mic, okay? I started talking about it when I started kind of like being out here and meeting you guys, because I look around, I'm like, man, like, this is like crazy. Like, these churches are like huge, and like, there's people at the store trying to give me pamphlets and stuff, you know what I mean, right? Guys, this is the deal with me, right? And I only say this because I want you to know where I'm coming from, so you don't think I'm selling you anything or I'm trying to get you to believe anything. I think it's fair that you know, like, here's the deal with me, right, guys? Massachusetts, okay, I love when kids start like, fuck God and this and that. I'm like, dude, every one of you was in Sunday school with me. Shut the fuck up, right? Like, Massachusetts is a heavily, heavily Catholic area. When I went to school, in the town I grew up, guys, no fucking lie, and I'm sure you guys probably to some degree, it's the same here, right? When you went to like, we called it CCD, which was like the religious education to get confirmation and all that, right? When you went to that on whatever it was, Tuesday night or whatever, I know I said Sunday school, but it was more like a Tuesday night or Wednesday night thing. When you went to school the next day, like every kid that was in religious school with you was like in your classroom, like every kid in my town was Catholic except like 2 or 3. That's just how it is up there, right? Dude, I went to Catholic high school, right? Dude, this is what they told us. I'm telling you what they told us. They're like, listen, Jesus had a really great message. He loved people. You shouldn't judge people. And you know what? If some of the stories in the Bible were like exaggerated, like Jonah really wasn't in a whale or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just the message. And no one told us to hate gay people or you're going to hell or whatever, right? So I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. Like, it wasn't a big deal. Like, if you went to church or whatever, like, right? And I really didn't think much about it. And then I come out here, it's like, whoa, dude, like, these people got, like, some people are really religious, some people hate religion. Guys, this is my point, right? I'll say 2 things, right? And then I'll end with the religion. If you are religious, I'm just letting you know, unfortunately for you, when the Westboro Baptist Church opens their mouth, they just spoke for every fucking one of you, okay? Whether you like it or not. When a religious group gets on TV and wants to take money from people, Jesus was dirt poor, okay? He didn't like, if you read the stories, which I learned in high school because we had to do tests on him, he got mad when he saw the people making money off the religion. He flipped the tables over, okay? These people that are taking everyone's money are doing the exact opposite of what Jesus was about, just so you know, okay? So that's not even really what that religion is about, and if you are into God, you should probably tell those people, because they're just way off. I don't know what they're trying to do with this. And then the other side of the coin is this, right? I also think it's fucked up. People who aren't religious look at, like, for example, Catholics, and they go, oh, you're all pedophiles. Or your priests touch people, whatever. Guys, it goes both fucking ways, right? I see atheist people being ignorant to religious people, and religious people being ignorant to the people who aren't religious. Dude, it doesn't get anybody fucking everywhere. Me personally, guys, I'll tell you straight up. if I ever have kids one day, yeah, I'll put them in church, because whether you like it or not, guys, yeah, religion does a lot of bad shit. They've caused wars, they've taken money from people, they caused discrimination. I'm not denying that, but I'll tell you what else, guys. There's a flip side to that. There's a structure we used to have in this country. There was a time when it was good to send take it, like my parents did with me and my sister. We sat in church, we learned about you should treat each other nicely. Even not having that at all, I think there's a downside to that too. That's all I'm saying. Because you know what, guys? A lot of people say like, oh, I don't need religion to have good morals or whatever. Dude, you don't, and that's great for you. Unfortunately, as we've seen, I think a lot of people do need that. I'm sorry, it's just what I see out there. And I'll tell you this too, guys, I don't think this whole world is random. Like I said, I really thought that room was gonna be haunted over there last night. Dude, I have people that come up to me, right? I've had kids come up to me point blank and be like, all the rehearsal spaces up in Massachusetts, they're all haunted. Kids are like, dude, there's this girl haunting the place. I saw her in the hallway. We took a picture, a ghost came up on film. Fucking, I've had people point blank tell me. I know this one guy, he said his bedroom he was sleeping in a hotel was haunted, and there was a dude sitting at the piano. Fucking freaky stories, right? Crazy shit. I've seen crazy shit myself. And then they go, yeah, but when you're dead, then there's no God and this and that. And I go, dude, you sound just as stupid as a religious guy. You sound just as stupid. You're telling me a little girl haunts a studio, you saw her, but then you're saying when you're dead, you're dead. Well, which fucking is it? Dude, no offense, it sounds like you don't know what you're talking about either, and you're just going with the flow. So that's what I have to say about that, okay? Let me tell you a couple other things too, and like I said, I'm gonna wrap it up. Here's the other one that gets me in trouble, okay? And this is another huge problem with this country, and I relate it to what happened here in Springfield, right? I get nothing against pot smokers, I'm gonna say that right now. I don't think you're bad, it's not a straight edge thing. You don't have to debate me and tell me all the fucking benefits of marijuana. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you, but I wanna say something about marijuana, right? And this is my issue with it, okay? I can't fucking believe the shit that goes on in this world, the pain that we inflict on each other, okay? It is so difficult, believe me, I know, to get people into politics, to get them to care about the world, to get them to, you know what I mean, to get involved in shit, right? Guys, I'm gonna tell you something. I am like I'm knocked off my socks at how, I mean, the movement that took place in this country to get marijuana legalized, I mean, it was dazzling. I've never seen so many Americans get on the same page to get marijuana legal. This is my point, right, guys? Of all the shit that these people, and a lot of my friends were involved in it too, maybe some of you were involved in the legalized marijuana movement, I don't know, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, dude, with all the shit going on in this world, there are websites where guys take naked pictures of girls, put them on the website without their permission, and these girls are in tears. It's ruining their lives. I called the FBI once for a friend to try to get a website taken down. I couldn't even get it taken down. Think of if all those people, instead of legalizing marijuana, tried to get one of these websites taken down and anon them on one of those sites, you probably would have got it taken down. You probably could have stopped child pornography if you really wanted to. But this is what they wasted their time. I mean, guys, no offense, dude, nothing against marijuana smokers, but I mean, of all the fucking things that those kids are dedicated. I mean, they're gonna get it legalized. Look at the shit that goes on in this world. Look at it. And this is what they're worried about. I'm just kind of embarrassed that this is the thing that got people on the same page. Just my opinion, okay? I'm gonna finish with this one last issue, okay? And I say it a lot lately now, because again, this is another one that people fucking hate me for, and you can disagree with me, and that's fine, but I'm just gonna fucking say it, right? And this is another problem I see with the world right now, okay? I've got a lot of very liberal beliefs, okay? I'm into animal rights, I'm into saving the environment, I'm against any type of violence against women, whether it be rape or whatever, this, that, and the other thing, right? I support it all. Whatever your cause is, I'm probably also behind it. But I've been known to say that I think abortion is fucked up. And I'll tell you why, right? What's going on in this world as opposed to what happened when it became legal, when they made it legal in 1973, it was for extreme purposes. If a girl gets raped, if some horrible thing happens, this is a case-by-case basis, this is what we have. Well, 55 million abortions later in this country alone, and 1% of them, 1% is because of rape and incest. God, that's a fucking problem. Like, I don't know how you can't see that's a problem. Someone sent me a picture the other day. A girl's in an abortion clinic, and she's taking a picture of herself, and she wrote, "about to get that abortion" on the bottom. Dude, that's fucked up. That is so fucking demented. I think it was in North Dakota or South Dakota. They just passed a law. Planned Parenthood has been getting in trouble because they're letting people go in and say, "I want to get an abortion because I wanted a boy, but she's pregnant with a girl, so we want to like terminate the pregnancy and see if we can try and get a boy instead." They just passed a law to stop that, and I saw kids on the internet were like pissed about it. They're taking our rights away. Dude, is there any fucking line to draw in the sand? Like, don't you think that's fucked up? Like, and I hear every girl fucking, women's rights, women's rights. Dude, they're aborting babies in China because they only want sons and they didn't want daughters. I mean, is there anything that you can say is fucked up? Dude, I would never want to see, I know so many girls that have had bad things happen to them. They've been raped, they've been assaulted, they've had abortions. This is how I live, guys. I'm against all this shit. I don't support rape, I don't support abortion, I don't support domestic violence. We draw these lines in the sand. Support women's rights. No, support the life of the baby. No, support the animal. No, support the environmental cause. Dude, I think it's all fucked up. I fight against all of it. I'm not going to sit here and fight against rape and then act like I'm okay with an abortion. Dude, it's all, none of these things are helping women. None of them. They had a day after pill vending machine now at a school in Pennsylvania. That's another one too. When that pill came out, it was for extreme situations if someone was to get raped or got in some crazy situation. Dude, when you have a day after pill vending machine, dude, that's just making a mockery out of pregnancy. That's all that's doing. It's making a mockery. And the other thing I don't like is this. I don't understand how people, again, I'm an animal rights activist. Dude, if you have no problem with abortion, that's totally fine, dude. I respect that. Maybe you have different beliefs. What gets me is when an animal rights activist or environmentalist who's willing to throw themselves in front of a bulldozer to save an endangered flower, and I'm one of those people, don't get me wrong, I say to my friends, I go, guys, how can you, look at this awesome foresight you have. You want abortion legal because you're so concerned about the girl who could get pregnant and be abandoned and this and that. And that's a beautiful thing. That's awesome. You're into animal rights or into all this stuff. Can't you at least understand, as someone who is compassionate towards women and animals and the environment, can't you at least understand why someone would be against abortion? Maybe you don't like it, but just at least understand it. The other thing I get is people fucking, "Oh, you're against abortion, you're a fucking Nazi." Dude, you don't know shit about me. I'll tell you this, you can go to Massachusetts, ask any fucking girl who I know who's ever been raped, who's ever had an abortion, who ever got herself in trouble and didn't know where to go. I'm the one they go to. And I never once made them feel guilty for decisions they made. I never shamed them. All that shit that's said about people like me, it's total bullshit. If anything, all my left-wing friends were saying, "Why are you talking to that whore? Why are you talking to that slut? Wow, that's nice. You're supposed to be for women's rights and you're calling her a whore. That's fucked up too." So guys, that's my point. Regardless of what your beliefs are on religion or abortion or marijuana, I'm telling you guys, this right-wing, left-wing fucking war that we have going on in this country right now, it ain't helping anybody, it ain't doing shit for anybody. And you know what? I heard a great quote the other day. Your vote does not, the Republicans and Democrats think that your vote belongs to them. They're fighting for your vote. Your vote belongs to you, not to them. Do you get what I'm saying? And they all think they fucking own you. And I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you this fucking right now. Half these Democrats that say they're pro-choice, if they knew being pro-life would get them votes, they'd do it in a second. All these right-wing guys that say they're pro-life, if they knew in a second that supporting abortion legislation would get them votes, they'd do it in a second. They don't fucking mean shit. Mitt Romney flip-flopped 1,000 times. He used to be our governor. It's whichever way the wind goes. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, you can take some of my pamphlets. If you disagreed with me or anything like that, dude, that's totally fine. I can talk to you. I won't take offense. I'm not going to yell at you. I may be wrong. Everything I said tonight could be totally fucking wrong. And that's fine. Guys, go fucking just do something. These microphones are weapons. Even if you don't like what I have to say. I tell people, go make a website and tell people that I'm fucked up. I don't care. I don't mind when people say shit about me on the internet. What gets me is when someone's handing out a pamphlet about me and I'm standing right there. I'm like, dude, wouldn't you at least talk to me? You know what I mean? And then they do it the next day on the internet when they had the chance to talk to me. That's the only thing that drives me up the wall, is like the shady shit. But other than speaking your mind, dude, that's good. That gets people active. Even if it's against me, fine. At least people are thinking, because people aren't thinking right now. But listen, right? We have a Twitter page, Facebook, YouTube, everything. It's all on those pamphlets. It's on the website. You can write to me. I'll be back through again in October. I'll be on tour again. I'll come through Missouri. I know there's guys here from Illinois, Iowa, Kansas. If anyone wants, some of you talked about booking me again, Michigan. If you guys, I'd love to come through all your states. Let me know. But listen, these are my final words, right? When I went to get those cookies from Arian up in the movie theater, we walked in, right? This is my last story. I'm done after this. There's a policeman standing there. I said to Arian, you were with me. I go, what's this all about? People can't behave in the movie theater. They get in fights. They come in drunk, and we have to have a policeman sitting here now. Great. Sounds a lot like Massachusetts. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. That people would rather behave in such a way that they gotta hire a cop to sit and babysit people. And I already heard about the festivities that are gonna go on St. Patrick's Day. I'm sure it's gonna be a fucking disaster out in Springfield. It ain't gonna be as bad as Boston, but I'm sure it's gonna be pretty bad. If that's what people want, they want to be babysat by surveillance cameras and police, well, that's what you shall have. That is what your world will have. That's embarrassing. I don't look at that and go, well, isn't that great? They're worried about security. I think that's pathetic if you can't even go to a movie theater without being babysat like that. That's my opinion. So listen, if you want to get in touch with me, you can write to me. I'll be back again. Hopefully we'll get that video on YouTube. We can spread that around. And again, guys, it's all out there. We've got every type of social networking. Even I don't have an iPhone, so my friend runs the Instagram page. Probably the Facebook page or email me is the best way to get in touch with me. But again, guys, I mean it. If you don't like what I was about, that's totally fucking cool. Thanks for coming. If you want to talk to me, we can talk. And I think everyone's going to stay for this band, so make sure you don't leave. They all came from far away, and I know what that's like, too. I get to go home Monday, and a lot of times you're stuck for a couple weeks out on the road. But that's about it. But yo, guys, thank you, all you, for being into this shit. I know I've become friends with a lot of you. And like I always say, you can clap, you can give me the finger, or you can do nothing. That's totally fine. But get active. You guys have, some of you guys in the bands, you can also do with this microphone what I do. So get out and fucking do something. You dig it? That's all I got. Take whatever you want from my table, and hopefully I'll see you guys again in October. That's it. Peace.